Hi, I'm Kylie, and today Winnie and I are going to be reading Now We Are 6 by A.A. Milne. Solitude. I have a house where I go when there's too many people. I have a house where I go where no one can be. I have a house where I go where nobody ever says no. When no one says anything, so there is no one but me. And King John's Christmas. King John was not a good man. He had his little ways, and sometimes no one spoke to him for days and days and days, and men who came across him when walking in the town gave him a supercilious stare or passed with noses in the air, and bad King John stood dumbly there, blushing beneath his crown. King John was not a good man, and no good friends had he. He stayed in every afternoon, but no one came to tea, and around about December the cards upon his shelf, which wished him lots of Christmas cheer and fortune in the coming year, were never in his near and dear, but only from himself. King John was not a good man, yet he had his hopes and fears. They'd given him no present now for years and years and years, but every year at Christmas, while minstrels stood about collecting tribute from the young for all the songs they might have sung, he stole away upstairs and hung a hopeful shocking out. King John was not a good man. He lived his life aloof. Alone he thought a message out while climbing up the roof. He wrote it down and propped it against the chimney stack to all and sundry, near and far, of Christmas in particular, and signed it not Johannes R., but very humbly Jack. I want some crackers and I want some candy. I want a box of chocolates, would come in handy. I don't mind oranges, I do like nuts, and I should like a pocket knife that really cuts. And oh, Father Christmas, if you love me at all, bring me a big red India rubber ball. King John was not a good man. He wrote this message out and got him to his room again, descending by the spout. And all that night he lay there, a prey to hopes and fears. I think that's him a-coming now. Anxiety bedewed his brow. He'll bring one present anyhow, the first I've had for years. Forget the crackers and forget about the candy. I'm sure a box of chocolates would never come in handy. I don't like oranges, I don't want nuts, and I have got a pocket knife that almost cuts. But oh, Father Christmas, if you love me at all, bring me a big red India rubber ball. King John was not a good man. Next morning, when the sun rose up to tell a waiting world that Christmas had begun, and people seized their stockings and opened them with glee, and crackers, toys, and games appeared, and lips with sticky sweets were smeared, King John said grimly, as I feared nothing again for me. I did want crackers and I did want candy. I know a box of chocolates would come in handy. I do love oranges. I did want nuts. I haven't got a pocket knife, not one that cuts. And oh, if Father Christmas had loved me at all, he would have brought a big red India rubber ball. King John stood by the window, frowned to see below the happy bands of boys and girls all playing in the snow. A while he stood there watching and envying them all, when through the window big and red there hurtled by his royal head and bounced and fell upon the bed an India rubber ball. And oh, Father Christmas, my blessings on you fall, for bringing him a big red India rubber ball. Busy. I think I'm a muffin man. I haven't got a bell. I haven't got the muffin things that muffin people sell. Perhaps I'm a postman. No, I think I'm a tram. I'm feeling rather funny and I don't know what I am. But roundabout and roundabout and roundabout I go, all around the table in the nursery. Roundabout and roundabout and roundabout I go. I think I'm a traveler escaping from a bear. I think I'm an elephant behind another elephant who isn't really there. So roundabout and roundabout and roundabout and roundabout and roundabout and roundabout I go. I think I'm a ticket man who's selling tickets, please. I think I'm a doctor who's visiting a sneeze. Perhaps I'm just a nanny who's walking with the pram. I'm feeling rather funny, but I don't know what I am. But roundabout and roundabout and roundabout I go, all around the table in the nursery. Roundabout and roundabout and roundabout I go. I think I'm a puppy, so I'm hanging out my tongue. I think I'm a camel who is looking for a camel who is looking for a camel who is looking for its young. So roundabout and roundabout and roundabout and roundabout and roundabout and roundabout I go. Sneezels. Christopher Robin had weasels and sneezels. They bundled him into his bed. They gave him what goes with a cold in the nose, and some more for a cold in the head. They wondered if weasels could turn into measles, if sneezels would turn into mumps. They examined his chest for a rash and the rest of his body for swellings and lumps. They sent for some doctors and sneezels and weasels to tell him what ought to be done. All sorts and conditions of famous physicians came hurrying round at a run. They All made a note of the state of his throat. They asked if he suffered from thirst. They asked if he had sneezels and after the weasels, or if the first sneasel came first. They said, if you teasel a sneezel or weasel, a measle may easily grow. But humor or pleasel the weasel or sneasel, the measle will certainly go. They expounded the realsies. For sneezels and weasels, the manner of measles, when new, they said, if the freezels in droughts and in breezels, then fleasels may even ensue. Christopher Robin got up in the morning. The sneezels had vanished away. The look in his eye seemed to say in the sky, now how to amuse them today. That's all for today. Thank you very much and have a good day.